Hey everybody, it's Doug here, Doug Mystic Eye, bringing you another episode of Myth. Heck, I don't even know what episode I'm on anymore. Playing through the scenario pretty quickly. I'm doing one turn at a time, letting some time pass. Went and did my workout. Right now I'm doing P90X3.
Start the clock.
Today was a really hard one. It's called CVX. It's terrible, but it's a lot of fun, and it can end. Well, you want to hear about my fitness routine, I'm sure, but it's something that's important to me. I like to keep healthy so that I'm around a long time for my kids and stuff like that. If I'm going to go out, it's going to be getting hit by a bus. Anyway, and I'm coming back and filming, and I'm continuing on. So I've been saying to myself, cross my fingers. I hope I'm not making too many glaring errors because I can't go back and fix them. But it is what it is. And we're here for another cool episode. I'm really digging this game so much I just want to keep playing it anyways. It's like I'd love to just sit down and just play. I'm not going to be able to go to my gaming group tomorrow. We're probably going to play this again, and we have a continuing event going on with this as we play through a storyline, which would be cool. But for now, we're going to keep doing this one, and I'm going to get right to it by going to starting our new hero cycle. So, trying to formulate a plan, because as you see, our darkness track here is one away from triggering. So, trying to think, what can I do that'll cause a whole bunch of bad stuff for the bad guys, yet not trigger the darkness. I don't think I can, actually, but I do have a couple of ideas. This one, it'd be good to play prior, just because if I do so, all the heroes, which means both my heroes, will have a -1 target number to hit when the baddies attack this turn. That would be not too bad a deal. So I think we're going to play that one first. So going down to our hero board, here's how it works. You guys have seen this enough times, you probably got it figured out. But I'm going to play the Battle Roar there. That's going to go into effect. I'm also going to couple that with my first move. Keep in mind that that is a reaction, not an action. So it's not going to prohibit me from continuing. And then here's what I'm going to do. I have another Harvest of Bones card. It's the only attack card that I have in my soldiers' stuff of attacks. And I'm not going to be able to line without making a big giant like sweeping hustle. But hustle, well, I could do a hustle. Let me see, how far could I get? Let's go to the board and check this out. So I've done my Battle Roar. That means I've scared all the bad guys. They're going to have a harder time hitting me. But let's go look at the board some more here. Now, if I play a hustle card, hustle, I can move. I'll be able to move a total of 4. So, I was kind of thinking I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't do it for me, though. I either need to get over here where I can do a big sweeping arc attack with my Harvested Bones, and I'm not going to be able to take full advantage of the effect of the card. I even thought about going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I could do a sweep and at least get another point of damage on the layer and that one there. Of course, I could do that from where I'm at too, and still get 2. I could just move up 1 and get 2 guys. Anyway, it's not working. I could go, well, 1, 2, 3, 4 there, and I'd hit those 2. At least get me out from closer to the brigand where I can help. But as soon as I do this hustle, we're going to trigger the hustle card is going to advance my action point track. But let's, you know what, that's kind of what I want to do. I need to get out of there. Well, before we do that, so I've played the Battle War. Let's see if the Brigand has anything that we can do that won't trigger the darkness. I don't believe so. What does Unravel do? I haven't really looked at Unravel closely. It says if the Brigand picks up a treasure this hero cycle, he can draw 2 treasure tokens instead of 1. We want to do that. So, you know, I could do a suicide run. That will trigger the darkness. But if I get some decent rolls, I can end up on the treasure, or I can play this card next. And then play this card, this Fool's Gambit card, when I get attacked. So we could do that. Now, if I'm not in the shadows, I just don't get the bonus. But I can attack. Let's see here. I can attack by going attack all targets move through. I can move 2 squares and play a hustle. I don't have a hustle, but what I can do. This is my Brigand. I can go here and then here, and those could be my 2 squares. And that would at least, now that is going to trigger the darkness, but at least I could kill 2 on the way. And it might make it better for me to play my Harvest of Bones with my soldier. So let's do that. We're going to play Suicide Run. Here, we're going to go there, and what I'm going to basically, I am moving 2, well, it says if I don't move any. See, and this move doesn't mean you move now, it means you move period. So if I move during the turn at all, I can't do this. This is an action. This would be the only thing I would do. If I don't move any, I could get a +1 d10. Well, you know what? It says I move 2 squares, but does that count as my move? It says, I got to look that up. Just a moment. If that doesn't count as an actual move, I'm in better shape. Okay, now that's definitely going to count as my move, so I'm not going to get the bonus. But we're still going to play that. So I don't really have any other cards that's going to be helpful. I could play Dirty Tactics and just kill the guy and move. If I do a partial no, because I need to do a full move so I can pick the treasure up using the Unravel card, because then I get to pick 2 treasures. You know what I could, yeah, you know what, this is going to be better for me. Well, no, because I could kill 2. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to continue. We'll do the Suicide Run. It's not going to matter. I'd have to give up the card anyway. We're going to do the Suicide Run, which is going to, at the end of the action, put this darkness track up, and we're going to have a darkness event. But I am going to attack this one first and then that one so I can end up on the space. Wait. Nope, sorry. I'm going to attack this one, then this one, so I end up on the space with the treasure. Okay. Can you even see that? Nope, sorry. Let me move that up for you. Okay. I'm going to attack this guy here and this guy here using the Suicide Run. And I'm going to get my dice out. Okay, let's see what we got. We got our Fate die and our regular die for just being who we are. We don't get anything because we are going to make a full move. Well, we're going to move 2. I won't be able to pick up that treasure, will I? Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Well, I could just move straight into the guy with the treasure. And you know, if I do that, I'd rather play the Dirty Tactics. Because then, if I play the Dirty Tactics and I only move 1, I still get a d10 added to try and kill that one guy and get the treasure. And I am 1 away from that guy. So, yeah, let's do that instead. I'm going to take this up because I want to play the Unravel card and get two treasure tokens. So we're going to play Dirty Tactics. I'm only going to move 1, which is going to give me a bonus d10. I'm going to attack that one there and move 1 into his space. So I put the Dirty Tactics card down instead. So let's go back to what we get for dice. I get my basic dice, which is a Fate die and a d10. I get a d10 for my super awesome serrated butter knife. And then I'm going to get a d10 for... Nope, because I am going to use my other movement. But it's a non-movement action. I don't think that's going to count as a move. It's a non-action point, or non-attack movement. When we move, you spend 1 point on a non-attack action. I'm still spending a point, so I'm going to play it like I did the 2 move. It doesn't matter, so I'm just going to get 2 dice and hopefully roll better than I have been with the brigand. And I don't. The brigand has been absolutely terrible at hitting things. So I played my dirty tactics. I failed to hit, so I can't move into the treasure spot. And do I want to move at all at this point? That is an action. If I don't move now, I'm not going to. Yeah, let's do this. Let's force them to move to me. He'll move 2 to here. Since he's not going to be able to get that treasure, I'll probably keep that card so I can get 2 treasure points. I cannot believe that the soldier has hit almost every time, and the brigand, I think, has hit once. It's awful. Okay, maybe twice. I don't know. It's been pretty minimal during this entire session. So now we're going to draw a darkness card. Now here's an interesting thing. See, I got all those guys on the board, but I only have 2 regular grubbers left from the base set. So when I get all my extra stuff, I'll have more of these guys. But anyway, let's pull the card. So basically, this goes boom. They're both within threat range, even with threats of 0. That's not an issue. So we're going to draw our next card, and this is the event. It says for this activation, only treat the threat penalty. Oh man, of all the timing. So yeah, our soldier has a threat of 9. So we're going to treat it as an 8, and that means all monsters have ×2 activations for the rest of the act. That means this whole board. And it's a deadly spawn, 2 captains. This is the death of our guys right here. Guys, it's death. Absolute death. We're going to play it out. This might be a shorter scenario than I thought. Okay, let's do this now. So, first thing that happens is nothing, because we'll just know that the threat penalty is going to be 2 activations for the rest of the act. All monsters 2 activations. God, that is so devastating. I can't even think about how impactful that is for our 2 heroes. But it is what it is. So let's start moving people. Okay, we're going to activate our minions here. So we're going to get this guy's going to just simply, I think he's going to move to the farthest he can, which will be right there. Make sure you can see that well enough. Yeah, he's going to move 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, remember they're intelligent, so they move their full movement. Maybe some will die in the process of this, or they'll kill me, or I don't know. We'll see. Remember, they're going to activate twice. This is just insane. Okay. By the way, don't let that darkness, that threat penalty ever happen. My bad. Okay, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3 to the other side of the brigand. He'll go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now these guys will move up to there and to there just to support that. And as you can see, we're pretty surrounded. Now we've got a whole bunch of attacks. Now remember, our target numbers are all 1 more because of my battle roar this turn, so at least I did that. Yeah, I don't need these D10s on here anymore. Okay. Let's see how this rolls out. So, got a lot of action on the table. Let's start with the soldier. He's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks on him. Now remember, my hero action phase is not done. So we still got more to do, and now he's set up for a good harvest of bones deal going on there. So what are we going to get? We got 4 dice against our soldier. They need to hit him, they normally need a 7. The battle roar makes it an 8, and his buckler makes it a 9. So he's hard to hit at least. Let's see what we get. 2 hits. We got a 9 and a 10. So he's got 2 hits. Let me see if he's got any cards that can stop that from happening. I don't think he does. Okay. Nope, he doesn't. So he has taken 2 hits. He's down to 2. And remember, they're going to activate again. This is really not good. Okay, now for our poor brigand. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attacks on him. So 4, 5. Let me see if I can get enough dice in this. Yeah, I can. Okay. 7 attacks on our 7 dice on our brigand. I don't know, man. This is how quickly things turn with the draw of a card. So remember, they need 7s. Oh my gosh, guys, they need a 7. Their target number for the Grubbers is right here. You see that they get 1d10, 1 attack, and they need a 7. Not 1 7 rolled on our brigand. How cool is that? He's a dodging machine. Okay, so, well, see, here's the problem. That's only activation 1. So we could lose our soldier this very turn. I have serendipity tokens, though. So we're not in as bad shape as you might think, but we're going to go back and roll. The guy that actually is really hard to hit was hit with no problem, and the guy that was easier to hit didn't get hit at all by many more enemies. But that's what happens when you play dice games, right? So we're going to take the second activation on the soldiers. There's really nothing more. They can't get any closer to them, so we're just going to do that. I need to check the other one because they may be able to move. They're going to be able to move and get one more guy around the brigand. So here's the 4 dice there. We need 9s. They missed. That is fantastic. The soldier lives to fight another day. Now let's go to the brigand. Double activation. We'll just slide these guys down. Boom, boom, and he'll slip right in here. Completely surrounded. 8 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need one more d10, which I do have. So they actually anticipate, by the number of squares, that you could be completely surrounded and be rolling 8 dice against your heroes, because they give you just enough d10s. Actually, they give you even more. They give you 10. Okay, so here we go. 2, 4, 6, 8 against our brigand. Let's see if he gets lucky again, or how lucky he gets. Well, okay, it looks bad. So with a 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 hits on our brigand. And let me check his cards because I do believe he has something he can do. Well, he has this. This isn't going to stop them from hitting him, but he's going to get a melee attack. So he is going to take 5 hits. It's going to put him down to 1. Jeez. Okay, well, we're going to spend a serendipity token and fix that, I can promise you. So that puts him down to 1, just so you can see. Our good old brigand is down to 1 point, but we're going to play a card too. Okay, there he is, down to 1. We're going to play a card. But first, I'm going to take a look at the serendipity rules. I think there's one that allows them to, you throw it out there to put each of your heroes up by 4 vitality. I don't know if it's random or you can just pick that one. Let me check. Okay, well, if you haven't looked too deeply into this part, this is the serendipity thing item. It says not everything that happens to the heroes in myth is bad. This good fortune, called serendipity, is earned by doing good deeds. Well, we've got a bunch of those. It can be spent any time. It functions outside the structure of the normal game round, which would be right now. Now, you can see down here, there is a 4-point cost serendipity heroes. Actually, where is it? No, there's one that says go for 4. I'm looking for the one that goes up 4. There must be. Those are. Oh, here it is. Okay. No, that's resurrect. I don't want that. You know what I could do? You know what, guys? Look what I could do. I could ignore the darkness event. They still activate, but I can ignore the actual event. Right? Let's see. This godsend allows the heroes to ignore the darkness event from the currently drawn darkness card. It doesn't allow the heroes to ignore the entire card, just the event. So what's the event? For this activation, the threat penalty counts as 8. God, yes, we're going to do that. That is so important because what would happen is our brigand would not take those hits. He'd be up at 5. It is, however, going to cost all but 1 of our serendipity tokens to do that. But we ignore that, and that means that they're no longer double activating, and that is going to be a game changer for us in the game to survive, as far as our survival is concerned. So I spent the 4 serendipity to avoid this event of double activations for the rest of the game. Well, actually, it didn't avoid that really. What it avoided was, it says for this activation, only treat the threat penalty event as 8 when it normally is 10. So by avoiding that, we don't do the threat penalty. We still activate, which we did already, so we don't have to take any more damage from these minions. And in actuality, they're not going to get their double activation, so I got to move them back like that where they were, and that was the end of that. But we do have a deadly spawn. See that? To spawn 2 captains. That is rough, but that's not the worst thing that could happen. So here are our 2 captains. So we are going to spawn them. Thank God they're not going to move this turn. And you know what? I get to figure out. I get to place them. So I'm putting one here and one here. They're coming from the back of the layers. Now I'm going to show you. I believe I can do that. I think in placement you can do that. This is the mucker. These are the captains. Now I can kill them and drop a treasure, which is nice. But you see they attack with 2 D10. They get 1 fate die, and I'm not going to. They get this fate dice. If they actually hit, they can knock somebody prone. They are going to do 2 attacks, and they have a target of 5. So they also have a buff. It says call the lesser +1 grubber spawn during normal spawns. So this wasn't a normal spawn. They spawned actually. So we don't do the normal spawn. Just the 2 captains. But that's pretty rough for us. Better than it could have. Better than it was. So anyway, that ended the darkness phase. We're on a 6. Now let's do some damage. Okay, we're not done yet. Let's go back to our hero cycle. Sadly, because we spent so much serendipity, I can't do the call to arms and bring the hero that we have, the ally that we have available to us. But we can do our harvest of bones. And I'm going to take full advantage of that. Let me show you what I do here. Okay, so here's our soldier. We're going to play this, and I sure want our threat to go down. Okay, we're going to play that. That's going to give us, I need to play 2 because I need to get the full arc, so we're going to do it. Sorry guys, we're going to go up to 10 I think. Hopefully I'll roll a fate die allow me to reduce my threat. I got to get it down the next turn, so I'm not going to be able to do something crazy the next turn, but this is going to give me 2 rage. You know what? Yeah, that's going to give me 2 rage, and then our harvest of bones is going to trigger next. So what kind of dice do we get? Our hero did not move. And if you look at harvest of bones, we get +1 D10 for that. So let's go back to the board now. Yeah, tilt it up just a little. I don't want to. There we go. Okay, now we're going to do our harvest of bones, and that is going to give us a bunch of dice. So let's get the dice bowl out. Okay, we're going to get that die and that die for our base. He is going to use his fireplace poker for 1 more. His harvest of bones is going to give him 1 more. Now remember, he hits once, he kills them all, and he'll do another point of damage. But he will be at 10 threat. He can't go any higher. So let's hope we just get 1 5 and at least 1 3. We can do some damage. Yeah, we did. We got a 10 6 6. We did not get our what they call fate recipe, which was in this case would be a rage symbol. We did not get that, but we do go 1 2 3 4. Our threat is all the way up to 10 on our soldier. Can't go any higher, and we do get to move. I think it was this one. Doesn't matter. We do get to move. Let me show you. I move this up 1 to signify that we have 2 points of damage on that layer next to him. And we did some significant clearage. Now the action itself of Harvest of Bones is going to bring us back around to a 2 on that track. And at least I got some more grubbers to put out when the spawn comes around. Now let's think about our guy here. He wasn't attacked, so I don't actually have. Well, he was attacked. He wasn't hit in the first one, so he could have played Fool's Gambit. It says a counterattack immediately following a successful enemy attack. So they actually did not succeed in attacking him. So let's see what he can do. The suicide run now. It'll allow him to move 2 toward the treasure. He can go through 2 guys to do it. Might as well. Okay, suicide run is right here. Again, it's going to allow him to move 2. I don't have a hustle card for him, so it's just going to be a movement of 2, but we can at least kill 2 enemies and get out of the engagement against the bad guys. So we're going to play that. And from there, what we'll do, let's see. Let's move up to the board, decide what we're going to do there. Well, we could, I'm still hell-bent to get that treasure, so I think he's going to go to this guy, then this guy. So now, or he could just stand there and do a suicide run without moving at all, and do what? Says he has to move through him to get the attack. See, this is what I is confusing about this card. How does he do a 0 movement for this card if he has to move, attacks all targets move through, right? If you don't move, how do you get the bonus? Well, anyway, I don't know. It doesn't matter because we are moving. So we're going to get that right there. First base, we're going to get that for his stupendous butter knife, and that's going to be it. So hopefully he'll do better this turn. His first target, he's going to move through, he's going to hit. He rolled a 5 exactly, thankfully, so he does kill this one. That's going to put his threat up to 1, at least it's not a 10. And then that moves him here. And then for his second one, he's going to move through the guy right next to him, maybe. We'll see. Hopefully, and he did. He rolled a 7. Did he roll his symbol? He did. He rolled his symbol. So what he gets to do with that, with his butter knife, is he went up, and I'll show it to you on his card first. But let's kill this guy. That puts his threat up to 2. Now here's the good news for him. He did roll his symbol on his butter knife. My dog is barking. I apologize. See, that's the symbol right there. So he got what they call a fate recipe. That's going to allow him to reduce his threat by 1. So that's pretty cool, right? So his threat's going to go down to 1. That's not too bad, and he's at least out of the way. So that and that card did also bump up our track 1. So our track is back up to 3 before we have another activation. We got those big bosses there, looking kind of grim. Anyway, that's going to end our hero cycle. Now we're going to go into our hero card cycle. Now, let's start with the soldier. He's going to be pretty darned easy because he can't do much. So all of these cards are going to be discarded. And that's going to get rid of all the cards he had there. Now, as a result of that, you notice that his threat does not go down. He still has 2 cards left. He has Sprint, Drawing the Ire, and Hustle. I think I like Hustle a little better. It's a little more flexible for a movement card, so he's going to keep that. Discard the other 2. Now, he's only got 2 cards left in his deck. He's got this Yoke is Heavy and the Hidden Blade. And so we're going to shuffle up his deck. I'll do that off camera and give him 2 more cards. By the way, just want to point out that the sleeves that came with the Kickstarter edition of this are fantastic. If you don't, all the card backs for all the hero cards look exactly like this. You can't tell them apart, but these sleeves are really great. So anyway, the next card we got is Battle Roar again, after shuffling. And Sprint. So we do have a couple of attacks, we have a couple moves in our deck. Now we're going to move to our Brigand. Okay, our Brigand here. Let's see what he's got going on now. Suicide Run and Dirty Tactics go away. However, that he had 2 open slots, so his threat's going to go down to 0. He's no longer a threatening guy. Not that that matters. Well, threat is actually the main tactic. They're going to go after high threat before they go after proximity. So that's even better because they're all going to be tearing after our soldier who's like wiping them out in droves. They'll run right past that, the Brigand. Yeah, you know, I was thinking about that. They probably should have kept... Well, they couldn't get there, so they would have gone to him anyway. They couldn't get to the guy with threat. A couple of them can maybe this turn, though. Okay, so he's got Shadow Touch. What is he going to keep? Shadow Gap. We're going to keep Unravel because when he does get to that, finally get to that treasure, he's going to get to draw 2 treasure cards. Okay, now we're going to draw 1, 2, 3, one more, 4 new cards. He's got Cunning. Cunning allows him to make a non-combat action roll, which isn't going to help much in this scenario. Hustle, Shadow Touch, and one with Darkness. Good, he's going to be able to get back in shadows again. That's going to help. Okay. That is it for the hero draw phase. Now we're going to go on to refresh. Now, in this refresh phase, obviously we still have a bunch of grubbers on the board, so this is going to go up one by one. And just as a point, even though we have those captains there, there's still a type, which is the grubbers type of monster, so it doesn't increase the darkness board by 2. It only by 1. So if there were crawlers and grubbers, then it would go up by 2. But that is not the case in this scenario. So that's basically, as I wrap up, there's really nothing else to do in the refresh phase. That is going to end our session for tonight. We're going to get to the wrap up, and you can see we're not doing terribly well, we're not doing terribly poorly. We definitely could use some healing. I spent a lot of serendipity to avoid that terrible, terrible event. And in this next hero cycle, we've got to do something to get the soldier's threat level down, which means we can't fill up all slots. Simple as that. He might go in and do some damage. He does have his hidden blade, which he can go to probably attack that captain, do some damage to the captain. Or, you know, what we could do is do a couple more points to the lair and not even move. Anyway, we'll think about that, because that would just be one card, then his threat would drop dramatically. Enough that I don't have to worry about the threat issue again. I don't know how many cards in there have that thing that reduces the threat penalty to 8, but hopefully not many. Alright, so that's going to end that. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Now, I'm probably going to film the next one this evening again and just keep going. Having a good time. Like I said, I think I'm getting most of the rules right. I think no matter what with this game, there's sometimes you run into scenarios where if you don't want to be poring over books to try and figure it all out, you just got to make a judgment call. It doesn't mean that it's bad. I mean, I hope that people aren't thinking that I'm negative on the game. I don't do these sessions for games I don't like. So, I love that. I think it's this great game. I hope to see a lot more of it. I cannot wait to get the rest of the material so I expand upon the game. Alright, anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you again next time. Have a good evening.